Dear friends, I would like to start with saying that as much bigger events are happening around us, as the new normal, the Great Reset, and this worldwide crisis, life continues, and we have no other option to deal with our day-to-day livelihood. Over time, I have avoided live interviews with the media for a reason I have never disclosed before. I have a slight dyslexia condition that at times does not allow me to correctly express myself verbally. Due to this, at times, I could be misunderstood. This condition increases when I'm dealing with stressful situations, when I'm tired, and when I am in full alert, as I am the past 2 years now. I'm born and raised in Adelaide and have Greek heritage as my parents are Greek. I have travelled in many different countries and experienced life in many different levels and industries. As I have lived part of my life in Greece, I had a big and successful career in the entertainment industry, in media and businesses. I can say that I'm very well respected and very popular up to today there. Over the years, I have met thousands of people, worked with successful and famous personalities, socialized and entertained real and worthy public officials, prime ministers, as the late Prime Minister Konstantin Mitsotakis, the father of the current Prime Minister now, Kyriakos Mitsotakis in Greece. I have been the owner of internet companies, dance studios, entertainment agencies, function venues, and recently nightclubs and bars. I have experience in multimedia, computer software, web servers, various internet applications, and online security and privacy. I'm a person that knows right from wrong, and I have strong morals. I have trained and mentored many people in business and into day-to-day life. I like to be informed, research things, and solve problems. I could investigate a matter in a complex way and approach it from many different angles. Other times I will see it in a simple way. From my experience, I have found out that many complex matters have simple solutions. As I see it, the life experience that someone gains over the years must be passed on and must be used. That's the way society has evolved. This description about me is just to show that I have life experience. As life experience is an asset, it gives to people the ability to see things more clearly. It gives the right and the opportunity to people to judge things, indicate, evaluate, and suggest solutions. More about me you can find at the link below. About Hindley Street. My previous opinion for Hindley Street was the same as the majority of the people here in South Australia. Hindley Street, a dangerous high-risk area, an out-of-control area that all sorts of bad things happen. Over 2 years ago, and after losing the past elections, seeing that no one from the Adelaide City Council and other government departments visit the area, I decided to open a business there. My thought then was, how can someone make decisions for this area without having a personal experience of the street? Someone that works a weekly desk job from 9 to 5 p.m. and does not experience the nightlife of this street, in my humble opinion, cannot in any way understand what this street is all about. What does it offer? What are the issues? What needs improvement? What are the real needs of the businesses there? As I will run again in the coming elections, I saw this as an opportunity to experience and get to know firsthand the entertainment side of things and any problems that occur there. Little that I knew then, that I would get more than I had bargained for. During this journey, at various times, I have been disrespected, humiliated, punished, refused the obvious support and assistance from some people within government departments. Obvious support and assistance that any business owner would expect from the people that are there, supposedly to serve us. One of the attributes that is important to me is common sense. In many cases, in these government departments, I did not see them operate within reason and using common sense. I have been through many high stressful situations. At times, my personal livelihood has been threatened from the negligent and flawed actions of these people. I faced many problems, suffered losses that could have been avoided as everyone had just done their job. What I have discovered is that Hindley Street is not the notorious and dangerous street as it was years ago, but for some reason it is maintaining this kind of reputation. On the street, you will not see gangs and criminals. Every weekend, Hindley Street is mostly occupied by young and not only people that just want to have a fun night out. Hindley Street is an exciting place to go out to. It offers all kinds of entertainment. The various businesses and owners there are normal people like you and me. They just want what every one of us wants. A respectful business that offers a service in a safe environment, combining, of course, economical rewards for their efforts. What I have observed, specifically for the nightclubs, bars and adult entertainment venues in the area, in my opinion, they have total control of their venues. The businesses there are well aware of their responsibilities and they go on and beyond the requirements needed to offer their services in a safe and controlled environment by them. I believe that one of the main problems for the outside area, meaning the street area of Hanley Street, that at times is a mess, is that authorities within different departments are not working together as a team. As I have heard, they do not have thorough communication with one another. At the same time, I feel that there is no plan, no goal, and instructions to the lower ranks in various departments to help their staff provide a better experience to the people that go there to have a fun night out. The same goes for the businesses and staff members that operate and work in the area. At times, they are not provided by the various departments a safe street to walk on or to walk through in and out of the venues. I will give you another example. There is a few regulars on the street that either they need mental help or others that have no place, no home to go to. These people, instead of getting the help that they need from the appropriate authorities, are just left out there. Adding on top of that, a few people that are under the influence and others being tipsy, mostly young men that get easily offended. The mix is there for a shuffle or a fight to occur. These people can be spotted from a mile away. Most of the times, their actions can be easily predicted, a long time before any incident occurs. One more reason is that the CBS is not providing basic information needed to the Hanley Street Police Department. As I have discussed this with on-duty police from the Hanley Street Police Station, the CBS is not providing them with basic information needed for them to be able to do their job. The Hanley Street Police Station do not have any prior information of which venues will be operating on the night and of any other new venues that may be opening in the area. They have no clue of what will be running on the night, and literally they jump in blindfolded to deal with the unknown. That happens to them every single weekend. How can someone expect these people to be able to do their jobs? Having prior knowledge of new venues that are opening in the area would give them the opportunity to do their homework. Contact these businesses and get information as what will this new business be offering? What kind of crowd will they attract? As it is obvious, not having this basic information does not allow them to prepare, plan, and have an idea of what to expect. In the past, when preparing to open LUX, I had observed business owners, instead of being within their premises, running their businesses, they rather stand out of the premises, observing and putting in motion their experience to prevent any disruption in the front area of their venues, and not only. A job I understand now they have inherited, as the various government departments are not capable to do so. I could say in a way that these departments have shifted their job and responsibilities to the business owners. If some years ago someone told me that I would be opening a business and instead of working within my business, I would spend up to 60% of my energy and time at the outside area of my business, working on crowd control, I would be laughing. But sadly, now I'm not. The past 1.5 years now, I personally spend more time and energy worrying of what is happening outside of my venues instead of working within my businesses, socializing with my clients, enjoying the entertainment that I provide, and the great environment I have created. Every weekend, believe it or not, I spend up to 60% of my time on the street, attending to issues and preventing minor and more serious incidences. That's my reality today. A few of the things my father taught me were: respect everyone, help where you can, never underestimate anyone, as you don't know who they will become tomorrow. Expect the unexpected. Everything is possible. For everything there is a solution. Don't step on the ants, and the ants can be helpful. Prevention is the best medicine. Use common sense and don't fight. Reason with people. Experience life with no fear. Stand up for yourself and others with no fear about the consequences. These are the basic fundamentals that I go by. I believe that when someone tries to do the right thing, at the end he will be appreciated and rewarded. When I started my first business here on Hindley Street, as I had heard how notorious and high risk this location was, I put in motion different plans to be able to support the business, my business partners, and keep my clients safe. LUX was created. The concept, a unique venue that caters mainly to women and to men, with the difference that men would have to enter the venue accompanied by a woman. This is common practice around the world and especially in Europe. In this way, you can balance the ratio between men and women within the venue and create a safer and enjoyable environment for everyone. During this worldwide crisis, a new opportunity occurred. And as my father says, when an opportunity comes to you, grab it. Because you never know if you will have the same opportunity again. And that's how I reopened the new Mars Bar. Concept, Mars Bar, a gay-friendly club with drag queens, burlesque shows, and many exciting things happening. This new business, due to its concept, has a low probability of any violence to occur. At the time, I have brought on Hanley Street 2 new businesses, bringing to the area a new crowd that I strongly believe are low risk of creating any serious problems. As I am a businessman, I'm always on the lookout for new opportunities. In 2019, I had spotted the African community, a crowd that have the mentality of working hard and rewarding themselves going out to a nightclub to socialize and dance. Dancing for them is part of their life. I had contacted then a few of their organizers and let them know that I would like to work with them. In early 2021, I was contacted back from a smart and very respectful man within the community requesting to host some events at the Mars Bar. I did my research, and though I had some information and advice not to host their events in my venues, for the reason that their events were considered high-risk events, and at the past there had been some issues, this did not deter me. I understand that every culture has its ways, and there is differences between them. But as a business, I strongly believe everything has to do with the operator and the culture he puts in place for running his business. From January until today, I have hosted many of their events. During this time, there were a few mild incidences that I feel they are in a reasonable number comparing of the many other incidences that occur around the area. As my African friend and now business partner guide me through his culture, and I guide him through the business operations and responsibilities, we both got an understanding how to run together successful and safe events. With the experience I have gained the past months, I feel confident that there is no serious reason to be worried about. As I had promised to my African friend and now business partner that if the events were safe and successful, we would open a business together, we are now in the process to open Vegas, the first of a kind nightclub in Adelaide that will give an entertainment home to the African community's culture and traditions. As I mentioned previously, I started this journey with cautious and created plans for whatever I wanted to do. One of my plans was to connect with the authorities, get their feedback, work with them, supporting in this way not only my business, but our unique entertainment strip, Hindley Street. Though this seemed to me at the time an easy task to do, as I am an easy person to work with, to my surprise, it was not. More than 1.5 years now, though I have tried and have made multiple requests to the authorities to meet the person in charge that is responsible and runs this street, no one got back to me. For me, this situation could not be justified. In a nutshell, I visited the Hanley Street police station 3 to 4 times in a weekly basis, introduced myself as a business owner and a former candidate Lord Mayor of Adelaide, requesting feedback and specifically to get to meet the person that runs the street, the person that is in charge. I would say to them, I wanted to offer my cooperation and to work with the authorities to contribute in this way to a safer and better experience for everyone that visits the area. The Hanley Street police station would refer me to the CBS that would ask for my contact details, and then they would email the CBS for them to get back in contact with me. At all occasions, no one from the CBS got back to me upon my request. During this time, on the weekends, I would stop and meet any police officers that were patrolling the area, disclosing to them about my request and that I had not received yet any response. After a few weeks doing this, I visited the federal police, disclosing to them of this experience. Then the federal police sent me back to the Hanley Street police station. The Hanley Street police station then would email again the CBS, and again the CBS would not get back in contact with me regarding my request. Seeing this, I decided to do a social experiment on their response to a business owner that is requesting their help. This would be captured on video. I created a scenario that I needed assistance for drug-related matters. To be more specific, the story was that I have information that within one of my venues I will have drug dealers. My request was specific and clear. I wanted to meet and connect with a person within the police force, give him the information that I had so he could do a prior investigation before the alleged act occurs. I wanted to have his contact details to be able to contact him when the incident would occur. In this scenario, I made clear that I want these people arrested. At the same time, I made it clear that I wanted to build a relationship for any other future matters like this. My goal was to tape this and then give it to the people in charge. As I had predicted, the various authority departments were failing the social experiment. It was never my intentions to release this social experiment to the general public. But during this social experiment, I stumbled in a situation that I felt threatened by, and physically, and in relation of my businesses and livelihood. As the social experiment was in motion, I had up and running the Mars Bar, and I was in the process of reopening LUX. Note here, LUX was closed for 4.5 months, and its reopening date was for the 24th of April 2021. The following incidences made me decide to release this social experiment to the general public. The 21st of April, it comes to my attention that a restaurant owner that has a business in another area of the city was trying in a way to take over my business LUX. This person is very wealthy and has strong connections within our city. On the 24th of April 2021, the first day I reopened LUX, I had an inspection from the CBS. The inspection was conducted first at the Mars Bar and then at LUX. On that night, surprisingly, the inspector in charge was one of the people that was included in my social experiment. I had met him prior of that night in 3 different occasions. This person had failed my social experiment test. In short, in 3 different occasions, I asked him personally for assistance for drug-related matters, feedback and guidance. When I would disclose my concerns to him, asking for feedback and talking to him about drug-related matters, his responses and negligence was disturbing. When I disclosed to him my worries about having drug dealers within my venues, his reply to me would be, "There is drug dealers within all the nightclubs," giving me the impression that this is something normal, you can't do anything about it, something not to worry about. He did not show the slightest interest to get any further information about my concerns. He would not give me any advice related to prevention, and in a way, his attitude would discourage me in looking further into this. On the other hand, during his alleged inspection, he was very eager to find me in the wrong. As he stated during this inspection, this was the first time he was dealing with me, something that was not true. He acted as we were meeting for the first time. As this inspection did not look genuine and was unfriendly, and as days before the inspection I was dealing with the takeover of LUX, anyone in my position and state of mind would easily assume that there is a possibility this person could be associated and sent from this restaurant owner. I felt that he was there to harass me and to find reasons to create problems to my businesses and to me personally. My attitude towards this person showed him clearly how I felt and what was the reason I believed he was inspecting me for. Note here that on that night he did not find anything wrong with the operations of the Mars Bar, but instead of taking it down a bit, he continued to try and intimidate me. You could see it clearly in his eyes, his facial expression and his body language. He was desperately trying to find a reason to get me in the wrong. It was clear to me he was on a mission. He then focused his attention to why I was wearing my security badge. He was all over the place. At some times he did not make any sense. On the night I did explain to him a couple of reasons of why I'm wearing my badge. One of the reasons, it is easier for me to talk to a client or to prevent a problem with my security badge on from trying to explain to the client that I'm the owner and he must follow my instructions. The other reason, I explained to the inspector, by wearing my badge was for my personal protection. As I walk from one venue to the other, wearing my badge prevents rowdy and drunk people to approach me, as they will see the badge and avoid me or just settle down. These reasons were not good enough for him, and though he could not clearly explain to me the reason why I could not use my badge in a preventional way, he made me take it off. Note here that the very next night, the 25th of April, I followed his instructions in the front area of my business, the Mars Bar, and then I got assaulted for the very first time from a group of men. That night, my life was in danger, as the punches and kicks came, throwing me at the street where a car could have run over me. A dangerous experience that could have cost me my life. Going back at the 24th of April, When the inspection was completed at the Mars Bar, this same person inspected in LUX. I have mentioned earlier, LUX was reopening for the first time on that night after being closed for 4.5 months. At LUX, he did find some typical compliance reasons that could occur to anyone, as our liquor license was not visible at the front door entry of the premises. One security guard came late and forgot to sign in the book. The more serious matter was that the second security guard at the front of the door forgot for some reason to ask for the metal detector and scan the people at the entry. Note here that I and my business partner Simon are licensed security agents, meaning that typically there were not 2 security guards signed in the book, but in reality, legally, I had 1 security guard at the entry that had signed the book, and Simon, my business partner, within the venue. What I mean with this is that if any problem occurred, we had the legally required number of security guards on premises to deal with it. Going further, this inspection at LUX did not go well and gave the opportunity to this inspector to treat me in a poor manner. A week after, the 1st of May, the same inspector came with another lady to inspect me again. Seeing him and knowing that he had bad intentions, I got upset straight away. I made that clear to him with the question, "Who sent you here?" As all things in life can be planned, sometimes circumstances scramble the plan. As days before, I was assaulted, dealing with my injuries, with the police investigation, with the news media, and trying to prepare the operations for both of my venues to operate on the weekend. I was overwhelmed and exhausted the whole week. This time the inspector came in a very earlier time. This inspection was conducted approximately at 7:30 p.m. at a time that the street is empty and nothing is really going on. I was not prepared by the book for the basic compliance. I was in the process of printing my liquor license instead of having it on the wall in the front area of the venue. During this inspection, he did not act as a human being. He did not take in consideration serious events as the previous closure of all businesses due to the crisis, the suffering and losses that all people endured, including myself. He did not take in consideration the assault that I endured a few days ago. He did not show any empathy. He did not even typically say the obvious that everyone says. "I'm sorry to hear what happened to you." He didn't even ask how I'm feeling, if I'm okay, though he knew that he was the person that instructed me to take off my badge. These are facts that show clearly to me that this person was on a mission. His only goal was to upset me and find reasons to build a case against me. Well, he did, and he did request from the commissioner, Dini Sulio, to revoke my liquor license from LUX. Note here, I had more inspections from other people within the CBS. Some of these inspectors were polite, and some of them I felt they were rude. During this inspection, randomly, I was asked about Vegas, the new African club I'm opening. For what reason, I don't know, but I'm sure that I will know soon. On the 11th of May 2021, I received a letter from the dear Commissioner of the CBS, Dini Sulio. Part of his letter follows: proposed revocation of license. I am satisfied that it appears that there are proper reasons to revoke the license at LUX. I considered it appropriate to afford you the opportunity to discuss this matter, to address the concerns outlined above before I revoke the license. I'm available to meet you on Thursday the 13th of May at 11 a.m. As you can understand, after this, there's only one word to say: disgusting. How can someone operate his business mid of a crisis with all this happening? The very same people that are supposed to be there to support and care about the businesses work against you with no empathy, no understanding and humanity. At the 24th of April, I just had managed to reopen LUX. This period for every business person is tough, and he must be focused. And from the first day, people within the CBS mistreat me and disrupt my operations, drawing my attention elsewhere, putting LUX in jeopardy and my other businesses. As over a month now, I'm trying to defend my businesses against who? The CBS. For this and previous matters, I will seek legal advice and compensation. On Thursday the 13th of May at 11 a.m, I went to discuss this matter. In the room was the Commissioner, Dini Sulio, his secretary, and on a TV screen, the inspector and his colleague. I could see this inspector very satisfied, and from his facial expressions that he was certain that my license will be revoked. Prior to this meeting, I had emailed the Commissioner with the answers about every single breach that this inspector had based his report on. I made aware to the Commissioner that I felt this person did not randomly come to inspect me. I informed him that I had met this person in other occasions and that I had asked from him his support in drug-related matters, and especially about drug dealers within my club. I did inform the Commissioner about the inspector's poor duty of care and about the standard answer will give me whenever he would hear about drug dealers. Oh, there is drug dealers in all the clubs, as this is something normal and not needed to care about. How can this person perform inspections to our businesses from the time he neglects serious matters like this? I informed the Commissioner that I felt targeted, that this person has intentions to damage my business. The Commissioner did not react in any way to my allegations and did not even ask one single question about them. Where is the duty of care from the side of the Commissioner? At some stage within the conversation, I made aware to the Commissioner that I have applied a full on-premises liquor license for LUX, and it was in progress. His comment was to flag this application and say to the inspector that they will review it together. Note here, surprisingly, and the Commissioner, Dini Sulio, though he was aware of my assault, he did not make any comment. He did not even ask me as a human being if I was alright and how I was feeling. This for me is not normal human behavior. No matter the reason we are meeting for, there is the human side of things, and I did not see that there. What I saw was people trying to justify reasons to revoke my liquor license, not taking in consideration what I have been through. They don't even think about the jobs we give to the staff and the entertainers. I did say to the Commissioner that things do not look right. I said to him that if this was a genuine inspection, the only thing the inspector had to say and do was, "Stephen, my friend, I'm sorry for what happened to you, and I hope you're well. As you are running a business, there is matters you have to attend to. I will give you the opportunity to organize yourself until next Saturday. Next Saturday, I would like to see everything in order. If you do not have the capability to comply, as it is my job, sadly, I would have to revoke your liquor license." Then the Commissioner decided to do exactly that. How difficult was that? You tell me. But one of the things the Commissioner did not do is ask me details of my allegations. and the reasons I felt that I'm targeted. Lastly, if I was in the commissioner's position, I would never send the same inspector to that specific business. Doing that, I would have ensured that no more allegations would be possible, and I would have ensured that any decisions and actions for this specific business will never be based on any personal dislikes between the inspector and the business owner. This is common sense, and this is what the commissioner had to do. Instead, the commissioner has allowed this inspector to come multiple times up to date to my venues, giving him the chance to harass me and intimidate me. In general, I have to say, things do not look right. With the social experiment now I have done, and I'm releasing today to the news media, I have proof that the commissioner needs to put his house in order. I know that by me resisting and showing to everyone the true nature of things can put me in more trouble, as the CBS can affect my current and future businesses with just revoking a liquor license or refusing a new one. As I do have signs that the commissioner will review personally with this inspector my new liquor license application for LUX, and I have noticed the staff are interested of the opening of Vegas, the new African club, I feel I may be not treated fairly for these matters, but I will not be taken hostage. All this will not deter me. I'm acting as my father taught me. Stand up for yourself and others with no fear about the consequences. In the next days, I will be uploading videos of my operations on my YouTube channel called Hindley Street that will show situations I deal with every single weekend. These videos will not only show that I am a responsible operator, but they will show how I have prevented serious incidences like a possible rape. Videos that show me diffusing tension on the street, a job that if the proper authorities were organized, I would not have to do. These videos will prove that I personally am a good asset to our entertainment strip. Dear friends, as I have said many times over the years, Adelaide is a small city that, if not corruption, is subjected to favoritism. Over time, I have observed high-level public servants that post pictures on Facebook with their kids, trying to show us what a great family they have, posting pictures of galas and formal events that they attend to, trying to show us all how good and important they are. But they are not doing their job. What we need is people that care. There are some people with authority that care only about themselves, are not doing the right thing. They are in favor of their people, not us, as they feel that they are more superior from the average citizen of our city. These people will defame and make decisions against anyone that does not follow their narrative, without thinking what the real consequences would mean for that person. These people have no humanity and had not to be in a position of power. Day by day, they destroy people's dreams, and then they go back to the perfect family, the perfect house, and sleep peacefully in their cozy bed. The next day, they wake up and they repeat. About Hanley Street, it is my belief that transferring all the key people that have been for years on this street to another location and deploying new ones will dramatically and positively be noticed. Lastly, I would like to say to all the people I work with, my suppliers and business partners, I'm very sorry for any delay responses towards you, as the past months I have been overwhelmed, have had many sleepless nights, dealing with similar matters like this one, matters that can affect your way of life. Many more stories to tell. Until next time, thank you. Dear friends, I would like to start with saying that as much bigger events are happening around us, as the new normal, the Great Reset, and this worldwide crisis, life continues, and we have no other option to deal with our day-to-day livelihood. Over time, I have avoided live interviews with the media.